Welcome to the first SLC Dunk post-game show. The Utah Jazz defeat Maccabi Haifa tonight, the club from Israel. Let's see, let's just get set up here. So it's fun. It's game two. Jazz are 2-0, playing teams that probably don't really have a lot of NBA talent, but it was interesting to watch them play Maccabi Haifa tonight, who had Josh Smith and a guy named Sabardo Samuels that got under my skin a little bit. But first things that I noticed from this game, and let me know what you guys think in the comments, what you guys noticed. But the Jazz look a little more comfortable. They're running the offense pretty well. They weren't able to play Donovan Mitchell, which honestly what makes me sad because I love Donovan Mitchell. Rodney Hood did not play, so one of the leading candidates for our top scorer did not play, and Raul Neto did not play. So, and I think a lot of that is just precautionary. There's no reason if like last game, Donovan Mitchell had a play where he went up and you kind of saw him kind of do a hop step and a little bit of a limp after a play, but then he looked fine. I'm sure the Jazz just thought, you know what, let's just rest him. There is no need to risk anything. It's just preseason. It does not matter. Same goes with Raul Neto. I think it's interesting they rest Raul Neto, which makes me think that he's going to be a part of this team. I know we mentioned on the SLC Punks podcast that maybe Raul Neto doesn't make the team, but I think him actually resting is a good sign that he does, just because they're precautionary. Neto's looked really good, by the way. He's an NBA player. He looked good. I know he can't do a lot of the things that Rubio and Exum can do, and Mitchell even, who can switch on everyone, but in a pinch, he can play and give you three-point shooting, pesky defender. I know he can't switch, and he can run the point. That's valuable to have a player that you know you can put on the floor. A lot of times with these guys, you don't know if they can get on the floor. Neto, you know you can put him on and will be productive, even against, second units in the NBA. So, nice to see from Neto. But anyways, let's just get into the game. First thing I noticed is Rudy Gobert continues to be an absolute beast and a monster, and is going to be one of the focal points of this offense, and should be. Rudy Gobert is becoming just an absolute offensive weapon. Today, the GMs had, or yesterday or whatever, the GMs had their survey where they decide who is the best center in the NBA, and Rudy doesn't even make the top 4. That just goes to show you how many bad GMs there are in the NBA. Just a reminder that Garpax exists in Chicago. Who knows who's GMing in Orlando right now, but they continue to make baffling decisions. The team that has DeMarcus Cousins, who I think got voted best center, they didn't even make the playoffs last year. And that's with DeMarcus Cousins and Anthony Davis, and you didn't make the playoffs. What does that tell you about DeMarcus Cousins? You can have your fantasy basketball stats, your fantasy football stats, your points, and your whatever. I'll take wins, because that's what Rudy gives you. If you want a center that wins you games, then you take Rudy Gobert. If you want a center that causes a problem in the locker room, steals possessions from other players, doesn't actually win games, then you can have DeMarcus Cousins. But as for me and my Jazz house, we like wins and we like winners, and that's what Rudy Gobert is. And he's going to be a Hall of Famer someday because he's that good. And there's a lot of GMs in this NBA that don't have jobs or should not have jobs because of votes like that. If you voted against Rudy Gobert as a top 5 center in the NBA, you should not be judging talent in the NBA. Plain and simple. He's the best defensive player in the NBA, let alone center, but just overall one of the top 15 players in the NBA. It was voted by SI. He's, somehow Rudy Gobert is the 14th, 15th best player in the NBA according to SI, but somehow the GMs in the NBA don't see it the same way. That's ridiculous. It's really stupid. It's really stupid. It's actually maddening that these guys how does Garpax still exist? How is that still a thing? Vlade Divac, how is he a GM in this league? I don't get it. I really don't. But anyways, Rudy showed him again tonight. We win by 40 points, partly because Rudy is so dominant. It's incredible, and he's going to be 18-14 this year. I promise you. If Rudy plays 32 minutes a night, he's going to be doing this against everyone. The NBA keeps getting smaller, and Rudy keeps getting stronger, and you're going to watch. It's going to be incredible. So Rudy just dominates again. He makes up for every mistake at the rim, both defensively and offensively. On defense, anytime a perimeter defender loses their man, goes for the steal, and the perimeter player goes to the rim, Rudy cleans house. He just cleans up all errors. He blocks shots like crazy. Sabardo Samuels. Sabardo, you think Rudy's not tough? Guess what? He proved you wrong. He threw you on the ground like a doll. And then when you came and you got away with your offensive foul that the refs didn't call, by the way, that was a horrible miscall by the officials. That Sabardo Samuels intentionally puts a forearm into Rudy's face, and they call Rudy for the foul somehow. And then Rudy just comes the next play and just obliterates the ball. He obliterated you, Sabardo Samuels. Go at Rudy and see what happens. You tried and you failed, and then we saw how you folded like a chair. Because Rudy Gobert dominated you, Sabardo. Rudy dominated you. Try it again. Because he's done it to everyone. DeMarcus Cousins. He does it to Anthony Davis. Anyone. Andrew Wiggins, you learned. Everyone, go at Rudy. We'll see what happens. I'm so fired up. I'm so fired up, guys. Basketball's starting soon. And I hope you're ready. Because we're coming for it. And the Jazz are better than we thought. Rudy's going to be an MVP candidate this year. Mark it. Mark it down. This is going to be Dwight Howard, conference finals Dwight Howard type team where Rudy Gobert just dominates. Item number 2, Dante Exum. Oh my goodness. Did you guys watch Dante Exum tonight? Oh my goodness. Dante Exum is coming with the fire, and you better watch out because everyone who said everything last year about Dante, that if you were an anti-Dante, like in Seinfeld, anti-Dentite, if you were an anti-Dantite last season, you are getting your comeuppance this year because Dante looked incredible tonight. Incredible. And I know it's inferior talent, like Sabardo Samuels, you inferior talent. But Dante came at you tonight, and he was throwing dimes. And yes, he missed a shot at the rim, but those shots should have typically go in for Dante, and he's just going to get better. Dante just needs time, but he is starting to flourish, guys. I mean, he's going to go at Lonzo Ball this year, and he's going to just blow by him. There are very few point guards in this NBA. I mean, when we play the Celtics, Dante's going to go at Kyrie, and it's going to be silly. It's going to be silly. I cannot wait for Dante to go at Gordon, because guess what, Gordon? We know now. We all know now what you thought and what you were doing. Dante's not being held back by you anymore, Gordon. No more. Dante's coming for you and all of your back point guards. And I'll be honest, at some point this season, guys, and I don't know what you guys all think, but Dante is going to be making a run for that starting role. He is, because this guy is playing within the offense. He sets up great shots. I mean, I'm going to pull up the stats, and the stats right now are actually messed up, which is frustrating for preseason. But Dante was throwing dimes. And he is hitting his three-point shot at a nice rate. So the stats we saw from last season from Dante, who finally got his legs under him, don't forget, guys, the ACL just came at the absolute worst time for Dante. It came at the worst time. The very end of the offseason before last season, he had no training. He spent all of last year getting better. And I'll tell you guys also, there's a reason we also switched our health staffs, because Dante just wasn't quite right, and Favors wasn't right, and we had to get him right, and that's another thing that's going to help Dante. Our new health staff is going to be huge for Dante because he's going to be right, he's going to be healthy, and we're going to see that skill. I'm telling you guys, Donovan Mitchell is going to be fantastic, but Dante Exum is also going to be really good. He has a real chance to be most improved player, because especially if Dante comes and starts just balling like he did tonight, absolutely just all over the place. His vision was incredible. He made I think he only shot one. He might have shot two, but he's just hitting I think he shot two. He shot like a long three that didn't go in, but then he hit that other one with confidence. 50% from three from Dante Exum, guys. And he was going to the rim at will. I mean, at will, guys. He gets to the rim at will, and his vision is exquisite. So watch out for Dante this year. It's going to be real interesting. Really, really interesting. Another player I really liked, Thabo Sefolosha. Thabo might be a really, really nice addition. If he can hit that three with just average percentage, he becomes really special because his defense is great, his passing is solid. He's just a solid player, and his defensive RPMs are some of the best in the league. So if he can hit that 3-point shot with regularity, watch out. He becomes a really nice pickup. I'm not seeing any comments, guys, so we might end this soon. Those are the big takeaways for me. Rudy is a beast. Dante Exum looked fantastic. Tavo Cephalosha is a nice pickup. I really liked Royce O'Neal tonight. He is going to be a nice pickup. 2 blocked shots. The thing about Royce O'Neal that I like is he can hit that 3-point shot, but he's a big body, he's long, and he's athletic. Long, athletic, big bodies that defend and can hit threes. I mean, that's a nice pickup. I don't care who you are. It's really nice. So watch for Tabo and watch for Royce. Ballin' Boy hit some threes tonight. It's going to make things interesting. I'm not a big Ballin' Boy believer, and I know some people will disagree with me. I don't always see it with Joel, but he played nice tonight. He hit that 3 with regularity. I mean, 3 for 3 from 3. That's pretty good. Sounds like a McDonald's meal of some sort. 3 for 3 from 3. But anyways, nice from Ballin' Boy to hit shots. I'm trying to think anything else that really stood out other than that Rudy made Sabardo look terrible. He just dominated you, Sabardo. Come at Rudy again, you'll find out. He'll do it every single time. I love Rudy's edge. Rudy's edge is going to get us through some rough games this year. And I don't think we saw actually Joe Johnson tonight. It might have just been scheduled rest. This team's going to be really good, guys. They're getting comfortable. They're figuring things out. It was fun to kind of see some of the secondary guys play, get their chance to get some run, and that's why it was nice to see Royce O'Neal kind of shine. He's going to be just a nice pickup, really nice backup that can come in and play. It's nice. Dennis Lindsey's showing himself to be a solid talent evaluator yet again. So he did. Memphis Moore. I watched the game on Monday. Ballin' Boy got way better over the summer. He did. The one thing I want to see from Ballin' Boy is that hitch makes me nervous. I mean, anytime you see a guy shoot and they have that hitch, it's just so easy for their shots to fall off. But he did look good. I like Ballin' Boy. I think that for Ballin' Boy to be effective on this team, he's going to have to be a 3-point shooting 4 in the league. He doesn't really have the size to be a center. He's going to have to play the 4. And sometimes I worry about his passing, so we'll see. I'm rooting for him. We can't sign everybody, so we'll see what happens here. We'll see if cuts happen soon, but we got a few more preseason games coming up. We will see if we have the post-game show. Some of these are going to be radio, so there's not a lot I can do as far as Facebook Live, but we'll try. But anyways, guys, remember to share with your friends, go to SLC Punks, subscribe to the podcast. It's going really well. We want to hear from you guys. Give us a review. Talk to you later, guys.